it is way more difficult to get into the military, and still keep trying. Ensure that hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just want to do this video to touch on a few points, and also to give an update to my followers who are interested in joining the British Army. So first, let's talk about what's going on now in regards to recruitment. So currently, not so great. Everything's a bit slow at the moment, and also it is way more difficult to get into the military as a Commonwealth national. I've been trying for a few people and they have not been successful. And also when I did contact the military, they did inform me that they have a lot of backlog going on and so on. So it's quite complicated, it's quite difficult at the moment. And this is why I spoke to some of the guys that I did actually that I supported to get in. Some of the guys who were successful last year to join, who got, who the army sent for from Jamaica. I did have a discussion with them, just outlining how difficult it is now for prospective recruits to join, and that they should ensure that they make good use of this opportunity, because so many people would give anything to be in their shoes. And just having a discussion with them about how lucky they are to have passed through and been able to join, and now they're actually in the army. So currently it has been so difficult, sadly so. And I feel so bad whenever I have to say this to someone, that it's hard. But I do say, don't give up. Still keep going. Still keep trying. Ensure that you are consistently making new applications. So if your application gets rejected, create a new email and apply again. Don't wait until a year, because by then it might be too late. There was something that the army was doing called the bounty scheme. They have now closed that. I haven't heard anything about that recently. So I would recommend that you just apply the regular just apply via the portal. And like I said, if your application is rejected, you keep going, because you never know when that window will be open. Now to what I had planned prior to leaving the military. The plan was to leave, study psychology, and actually rejoin. However, the military has changed so much, and everything it is not the same. My reasoning for wanting to rejoin when I finished studying was to offer the service from the perspective of someone who has been through the journey that soldiers would come to therapy for. I felt that I would be a useful tool to the military, and that I would actually have that hands-on experience and understanding of where soldiers are coming from. In the military, we have all these counselors and we have these things. However, most of the counselors aren't military counselors. They're civilians working for the military, if you understand what I mean. Thus, I feel they don't have that understanding of where we're coming from as military personnel, and what makes us tick, what the experience is us, especially Commonwealth nationals joining the army, being in a different country and with all the different issues. Felt like, not that I'm the only person that would have had military background, but it's rare that you find someone that to the table. So that was always the intention. However, things have really changed in the army, and it's not the way it used to be. Means that for me to fit back into that space would be a bit challenging. That's pretty much how it's going now. Oftentimes the influx of Commonwealth nationals is down to the lack of British nationals applying for these roles. But I think that has changed, where more British nationals are applying for the roles, which makes it, which brings down the number of desired Commonwealth nationals. So if you do get in, count it a privilege and make good use of the opportunity, because it is so hard right now. And I'm so grateful, when I look back on my journey, because when I joined, it was just like that to get in. It was like, it was easy to join. It was quite tough. They needed a lot of Commonwealth nationals to fill the gap. So it was, getting in was quite easy. Training, not so much, as I would have mentioned in previous videos, that I spent 1 year in basic training. I'm actually going to do a video, hopefully. I'm going to do a video on that, hopefully. Just refreshing that whole experience, failing my shooting, having to stay back in basic training. I think I'll definitely do that video. I did one years ago. I think that was back in 2020. But I think it would be good for me to do a refresher video on that whole experience and how I navigated through that and was able to eventually pass the shooting test. And also what I think may have contributed to my failure in that shooting test. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, Godspeed. Big ups. Bye guys. Bye.